Hi, I'm Sol.
Hi, I'm Sanna.
And we're on break for 15 minutes.
Wait, I'm not Sanna. I'm Brian.
Welcome back, Brian.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you.
So Sanna is too cool for us, and she decided to go on vacation.
Where?
So she went to Europe.
Europe?
I know, yeah, Europe, trash, gross.
Goodness me. Could you imagine being European?
You're
I know.
European. What do you mean? Your family's from Switzerland, aren't they? So you're
Switzerland and England.
You're very
so.
European as they get. Anyhow, so Brian's gonna fill in for us for a little while, and then if you hate him, oh well.
Just write it in the comments.
Then
I'll read them and eat ice cream and cry.
Yeah, exactly. Let's make Brian cry. That should
me feel unwelcome.
That should be the goal.
Thanks.
Anyways, let's dive into our topic. So, as you guys know, we love Reddit. And I look on Reddit all the time. And there was a person who asked on Reddit, on the dating subreddit, they asked, "What makes us men come off as desperate?"
Please date me.
Asking because I need to know this myself. I hope I don't come off as desperate just because I want a relationship, because otherwise that kind of sucks.
I mean, I wouldn't disagree if you want a relationship and people see you as desperate. But there's more to it than just, wanting a relationship. Because then that means everyone's inherently desperate, right?
Right. I mean, so the reason why I brought this up, because I thought the comments were very interesting. Most of it, I think, are very standard. Like this one person says, obsession, moving too quickly, falling too fast.
Yeah.
Sending too much communication.
Just a standard red flag
like
stuff.
that's desperate if you're overdoing it.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
But there's...
I mean, and especially within the first week, you're already on your knees, proposing to the person.
Yeah, that's desperate.
And then getting married 2 months later. Yeah, that's a little desperation. Things might not necessarily work out.
Right.
But
anyways.
But for desperation for a woman on your end, what would you see a man as desperate?
I mean, the standard stuff. If someone doesn't have any patience or bombarding me,
flooding you with constant texts.
Yeah, especially because I don't like
keep
texting.
100% of your attention all the time, every day.
Right.
Fair
like
enough.
that's desperate. But someone said it's a lose-lose if she's not attracted to you. So yeah, sort of. Basically, a lot of this shit doesn't matter.
Right.
Which is kind of true. I mean, you've dated before, right,
oh, yeah.
Brian?
I've been out there.
You've dated.
I've been around the block.
You're not. You've dated.
Yes, I
You're
have.
not a virgin.
Hey, that's paid information.
Oh, okay. Sorry. We'll add that to your OnlyFans. Anyways,
WikiFeed, actually.
So when you dated, how would you say was desperation something you were very concerned about?
To be honest, no.
Okay.
A lot of my dating was just me being me.
Okay.
And I found that, it worked out the best
when you were
people.
just being you.
Yeah.
But you're telling me
I've never felt desperate, felt like I've been desperate. That doesn't mean that I wasn't giving off desperate traits, and maybe the women didn't see it that way.
Right,
But for me, I never felt like I was being desperate.
Okay. What do you think might have came off as desperate?
I will admit that maybe I was reaching out too often to a few of my interests, like sending texts and, oh my God, I hope they really send me a text back real soon. I didn't get a text back in a couple days, so I'd send another one trying to get some kind of answer.
Right. But I feel like that happens a lot, though, when it comes to dating. A lot of, because here's what I've learned. If they're interested, they'll reach out back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reason, if they're not responding back to you, if that's their normal pattern, that's one thing, but...
Well, and I think that modern day dating also leads to, because we have cell phones, an easy way of getting a hold of one another. And I think because of that, it really amps up the desperation.
Yeah.
Because we get a dopamine hit whenever we get a text from somebody or something.
Oh,
and if we're not getting that, then, we want to get it, so we reach out again, and you keep trying. And this honestly just goes both ways, right? Whether for a man or a woman.
Yeah.
Desperation is over.
Yeah, I think...
especially early on.
Yeah,
and sometimes people like that. And
Yeah.
But I feel like for the general populace, constantly getting bombarded is pretty rough.
The person saying if they are not interested in you, then it's a lose-lose. That's definitely for sure true.
Yeah.
But the reason why I feel like when I first read this thread, there were some very normal ones that I felt like
Like normal behaviors that people were seeing as desperate.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
that's
I can't
like the
find
red
any of that
flag,
right
the
now.
ick culture. People are looking at normal, everyday human things and saying like, ew, I don't like that. You know, that's weird.
Right.
Like you shower with socks on, you're weird. Although I feel like that's pretty normal.
That's pretty weird.
That was it. Oh, maybe that's why a lot of women haven't reached out to me.
Oh, because you shower with socks on.
Because I shower with my socks on.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, this one.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I think, okay. Being overly agreeable, this woman said, is...
So agreeing to things that you don't necessarily believe yourself.
Right. That comes off as desperate. Moving too quickly.
Okay.
And also, you don't come across as a whole person.
Right. You're pretending to be somebody that you're not.
But is that desperation, though?
If you're I feel like if you're pretending to be somebody that you're not to get approval of that person that you're talking to, that's pretty desperate.
Desperate, yeah.
Again, like I said, for me, a lot of my success comes from, good dates have come from me just being me. And if, know, I have a good time, I'm enjoying myself, I seem more confident and I seem more in touch with who I am as a person. And so I feel like that's more attractive to women than trying to be something that you're not.
Right.
And even if that does land, you're going to be exhausted. Trying to maintain that and keep up that persona.
Unless you're like a sociopath and you're really good at keeping up a persona, but...
Well, then you're a sociopath and you don't have to worry about desperation, right?
But here's the thing, though. Oh, I think I smudged my lipstick. Here's the thing, though. I just feel like you should just be yourself.
Same.
Is it all over?
No, I'm just teasing.
Oh, you're teasing me? How dare you? Anyways, I just feel like at the end of the day, you should just be yourself. And if someone doesn't like who you are, then why waste your time?
Yeah.
Because
then you're not giving off a form of desperation.
Right.
If you're just being who you are.
Right. I mean, this person's saying communicating long paragraphs way too soon. Like, I feel like some women love that. That's not, if woman, if you're saying, hey, I had a great time, blah, 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 or you had a conversation and he thought of another thing to add, so he sent a long text, I feel like that's not really desperate. That's just who he is.
No,
and some
I think
women
so
might really appreciate that. So,
and a lot of things are context, how things are going, if they're responding back and forth. Like this whole, you have a specific time limit before you can respond on texts and stuff, and you got to, follow that. That's just weird.
Yeah.
Because if I'm having a conversation with somebody, I'm not gonna wait 30 seconds in between when they said something.
Right.
You just talk, and you talk the way that you would normally talk with your friends. Maybe keep it a little cleaner, because I know a lot of guys have guy talk. it can be a little more crass than a lot of.
I don't know. I like sex talk on a first date.
Well, you can't assume that everyone's gonna be that way.
No, not
right?
everyone. But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. You have to get over.
Social norms.
Yeah, you have to get over trying to appeal to someone.
Yeah.
Just be yourself, be a good person.
Right. But there's also an element of respect to it, because you don't understand it. Second dates, you get the second date, you show who you are a little more.
Right.
You start letting down some walls. You shouldn't let down all your walls on the first date.
No.
That's for certain. Because if you do, then you look desperate, right? You look desperate because you're trying to overwhelm that person, and they get worried.
But some people, if they're really into that shit, then they're into that shit. That's what I'm saying. Just be yourself. Stop being so concerned.
Yeah, that's fair.
This person said, So let me tell you, on this thread, the beginning is really normal. People are giving really good responses.
Well, that's Reddit in a nutshell, though.
Standard good responses. Now that I'm going down, I'm reading the stuff that I saw before I was like, So here's one. She said either talking about long-term shared goals early on or wanting sex on the first date. She said it kind of feels desperate. I disagree, because I feel like talking about your long-term and goals that you want to have with your partner on the first date is okay. Because if you're getting let's say you want kids. Right. And you just mentioned one day I want kids, and the person across from you doesn't want kids, then like, I feel that's not. I don't think that's desperate.
I have a bit of a different take on that. I don't think it's desperation as much as it's just like you don't want to overwhelm somebody right at the beginning.
Right.
When it comes to dating and stuff like that.
Maybe I'm just the type of person where I'm comfortable with getting serious conversation out of the way.
Right.
From the beginning.
Well, that's like you know, your first 3 dates are what going to really solidify whether you're going to continue seeing this person long term.
So
that's fair.
Like, on the first date, if I know one thing that's not going to work out, then I'm great.
Right. But I mean, you know, second, third date, that's first dates, you're showing them that you can have fun.
Right.
Second and third date is that you can show that you've thought of a different place and different things to do, so you're showing some initiative. And then as well as mixing in the idea of talking about your long-term stuff, because they're like, okay, well, I know that they can have fun. I know that they've thought about their seriousness, and they are showing some, you know, initiative and intrigue. And so then that's kind of what the second and thirds are those last few points. But, you know, for me, if, you know, on the first date, it was like, I want this many kids, I want this. It's not necessarily that I disagree with those, but it seems very demanding, and it seems a bit like I'm just laying it all on the table, which to me seems a bit desperate because you're kind of just showing everything you've got.
Because the last time I got pretty serious with somebody, our first date, we talked a lot about life goals.
See,
so
last time.
What do you mean?
Didn't last.
Yes, it did.
Well, I mean, obviously not.
What do you mean, obviously not? It so did. It did.
Oh yeah, for a bit.
Yeah, and what do you mean just for a bit?
And now it's not.
What do you mean?
Are you in that relationship still?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Rest in pieces.
This other person said, being too needy, texting nonstop, always being available, ditching everyone else in your life for one person.
Yes.
I don't know.
Sacrificing your other connections and all that for that does seem a little desperate. You're willing to sacrifice who you are to change to be for somebody else like that?
No, if you really like this person and you want to invest time and effort into it, like, I don't think always available is, I'm available. Like, I want to see you every day. That's kind of crazy to me. But if you're just doing, like, anytime they're asking you on a date or when they say, hey, when are you free to go out? And this is where we notice where the camera shut off. So back to the resume programming. Yeah, anyways, camera shut off. Ending thoughts?
Be yourself.
Be yourself.
Don't swamp somebody with attention.
Yeah, but...
And...
be a normal person, but don't worry so much. Because I feel like if that's the way you show you like someone and the person is not reciprocating, then maybe they're not the person for you. You
can't tell them to be themselves and then tell them to be a normal person right afterwards. Because what if you're a weird person?
Okay, I guess I'm a weird person.
Exhibit A, Exhibit D.
Weirdo people work for us. Anyways, break is over. Better get back to work, I guess.
Back to the board with you.
Back to the board, yes. Back to the boardroom.
Bye.
Bye.